I'm not as big a fan of him as Taimur is.
And breaking news coming in from Kolkata, where it seems some unruly scenes are emerging at the GOAT Tour in Kolkata at the Salt Lake Stadium. Bottles have been thrown at Messi's event at the Salt Lake Stadium is what we are learning. Fans even breaching the security barricades amid the event where Messi is present at the Salt Lake Stadium as we speak. You can see those visuals on your screen. So it seems there has been a security breach at the Salt Lake Stadium. Those are the visuals on your screen as fans are throwing bottles onto the field as Messi has arrived at the Salt Lake Stadium, and even the security barricade has been breached. So these are the scenes emerging at the Salt Lake Stadium amid the GOAT tour of Argentinian World Cup winning footballer Lionel Messi. You can see those scenes where it seems that bottles are being thrown onto the field as Messi is currently at the Salt Lake Stadium, and fans are even attempting to breach the security barricades. Remember, security of the utmost important given the sensitive nature of the guest who's arrived, Lionel Messi, at the Salt Lake Stadium, and the hundreds and hundreds of people who are currently at the Salt Lake Stadium and even outside the stadium to catch a glimpse of Messi. So security is of the utmost important. But what we are getting reports of is that fans even attempted to breach the security barricade and bottles are being thrown at Messi's event. You can see those visuals on your screen where bottles are littered around a part of the Salt Lake Stadium thrown at Messi's event as they try to breach the security barricades amid the GOAT tour of the Argentinian footballer. Messi, remember, as he entered the Salt Lake Stadium, he had a ring of security around him. But clearly, when it comes to the security management on the ground, some lapses emerging in those visuals where you can see a lot of the bottles are littered at that part of that portion of the Salt Lake Stadium as fans even try to breach the security barricades. To get more details about the situation on the ground, I'm joined by my colleague Kamalka Sen Gupta on the broadcast. So Kamalka, what more can you get for us? What is the situation on the ground? Is it under control, or are the security personnel struggling to contain the crowd?
Yes, le lo.
We'll try to reconnect with Kamalka over there, but those are the scenes emerging from the Salt Lake Stadium. As you can see, fans are throwing bottles into this part of the stadium where, as you can see, that some unruly crowds have gathered to breach the security barricade. But you can also see these visuals on our screen where as the security personnel try to contain that entire situation at the Salt Lake Stadium. You have Shah Rukh Khan meeting Lionel Messi along with his son Abram, who is also there at the Salt Lake Stadium, and Shah Rukh Khan is meeting Lionel Messi over there. You can see King Khan along with the GOAT Lionel Messi having that iconic meeting in Kolkata at the Salt Lake Stadium. So these are the scenes which are emerging from the Salt Lake Stadium as some unruly crowds are gathering out at the Salt Lake Stadium with concerns over the security. You can see that how the event is progressing at the GOAT tour with Shah Rukh Khan meeting Lionel Messi at the Salt Lake Stadium. So remember, this tour kicking off in the city of Kolkata with one of the biggest fan bases of Lionel Messi, and as you can see in those visuals, Lionel Messi currently at the Salt Lake Stadium with his fans and also meeting Shah Rukh Khan in those visuals. But clearly some unruly scenes also emerging at the Salt Lake Stadium, given the fact that several bottles are being thrown onto the stadium ground. And as you can see, Shah Rukh Khan there along with his son Abram there to meet Lionel Messi. They had a quick photo op, and now Shah Rukh Khan is headed out. These are scenes emerging at the Salt Lake Stadium. And as you can see, Lionel Messi walking out, but the crowds also gathering around Shah Rukh Khan to get a glimpse of the Badshah of Bollywood and to get a photo with him. Shah Rukh Khan along with his son Abram there to get a quick photo with Lionel Messi as the GOAT tour continues at the Salt Lake Stadium in Kolkata. But some unruly scenes also emerging from the stadium as people were throwing bottles and the security personnel struggled to contain the crowds from the barricades. But these are the scenes which are emerging at the Go Tour continuing in the city of Kolkata, and that quick snapshot between Shah Rukh Khan and Lionel Messi at the Salt Lake Stadium. But crowds, of course, excited to see Lionel Messi there. You can see the cheering crowds. These were the scenes earlier in the day as Lionel Messi walked onto the stadium to that cheering crowd. But at the same time, there were some unruly scenes where fans were throwing bottles onto the stadium, and the entire situation was somewhat out of control. But it seems that the situation is currently under control, with security personnel deploying more people on the ground to ensure that the entire situation is contained. Now, these are scenes outside the Salt Lake Stadium where fans are gathering to cheer Messi on, everyone trying to get a glimpse of the World Cup winning footballer. Kamalka is back with us on the broadcast. So, Kamalka, we saw scenes of bottles being thrown on the ground at the Salt Lake Stadium, and at the same time security personnel also struggling to contain the crowd. What is the scene right now? Clearly it seems the tour is continuing because Messi just had that snapshot with the Bacha of Bollywood.
Hello?
We'll try to reconnect with Kamalika over there, but because given the fact that there is so much security over there, connecting with our reporter is turning out to be a challenge. But these are the scenes coming in from the Salt Lake Stadium, where a massive crowd has gathered to greet Lionel Messi for his GOAT tour. Remember, he will also head to other cities like Hyderabad as well as Mumbai to continue his tour.
Absolutely out of control, and we can show you this is the situation of the ground route. Absolutely, people inside the ground, they were very much unhappy because they wanted to see Messi. They have spent so much of money to see Messi. Now the problem was when Messi came inside the stadium, there were a lot of people with him, and a lot of obviously politicians and lots of other influential people were there, and it was requested by the authorities, people should go out of the stadium, but out of the main Maidan. But then people become angry because they have spent lots of money. They could not see Messi, and here you can see right now the situation of You can see that the situation of Bharti Kiraman. They have broken chairs, they have thrown bottles, they have thrown chairs, and
Right, we have that connection issue with our reporter there at the Salt Lake Stadium, but clearly a lot of the fans upset with not being able to catch a glimpse of Lionel Messi. As Kamalika is pointing out, bottles have been thrown at the Salt Lake Stadium, chairs have been broken, as a lot of fans are incredibly upset that they didn't get to meet Lionel Messi. So some disruption taking place at the Salt Lake Stadium, even though the tour is continuing with Lionel Messi getting that snapshot with King Khan in Kolkata. But clearly, a lot of the fans who are gathered both outside and inside the Salt Lake Stadium incredibly upset about the fact that they didn't get a glimpse of Lionel Messi, given the fact that the cost of the tickets was so high. So a lot of anger there as well, even as the GOAT tour continues, with bottles being thrown into the stadium. At the same time, chairs also being broken at the stadium as Messi continues his GOAT tour at the Salt Lake Stadium in Kolkata. So a lot of angry scenes also emerging from the Salt Lake Stadium, even as the tour continues, as Messi was able to meet King Khan at the Salt Lake Stadium along with his son Abram, as they were able to get a quick snapshot, and after that quick snapshot and the interaction, they parted ways. But clearly you can see those scenes emerging from the Salt Lake Stadium. A lot of people now on the ground breaching the security barricade. To get more updates, Kamalka is back with us on the broadcast. Kamalka, what more details can you get for us? Unruly scenes at the Salt Lake Stadium.
Yes, absolutely. This is something which is absolutely uncalled for, and people are getting angry, and you can see that absolute chaos out there. And this is total chaos. You can see out there in the stadium. This is the stadium. Totally, people have come into the stadium. They are breaking things. They are breaking chairs. They started off with the bottles. and then they started off with the chairs, and now you can see they broke up the security breach entirely. A breach of security. They came inside, and now you can see police is trying to control the situation and do some lathi charge, something like this. Absolute anarchy out here. Total people. We wanted to see Messi, but there were some more people on the ground. That's why it was requested that they should go back. They could not go back. The situation remained the same. And then angry supporters, football freaks, they came out. Until now, the situation is like this. Police is trying to control the situation, but very embarrassing facts coming out of from Kolkata. Very embarrassing facts. Entire ground now the fans have taken over the entire ground with a security breach. This is something which is absolutely unprecedented, uncalled for. People came spend lakhs of money, thousands of money to see Messi, but they could not see it properly. That is the problem, and that is why this is the situation on ground. Live, you can see how benches, how chairs were thrown up. They have like broken. See how the condition is. It's absolutely a mess out there. Absolutely a bad situation. And this is something which was uncalled for. Let me again tell you that this situation started when Messi came inside the stadium. After that, when Messi came inside the stadium, then there were a lot of other people along with Messi, lot of politicians and lot of influential people, and the cameras that were shooting him. But there were a lot of unwanted people who had no work out there. But still, they came there. They were asked to move out from this place, but they did not move out. And then first of all, the fans started giving slogan. And after that sloganing was over, the fan became angry. They started peddling bottles. And then the chair, an entire security breach. As you can see right now also.
Right, and Kamalka, we're getting these visuals of a security cavalcade moving out of the stadium. Where is Messi right now, given the fact, as you can see in those visuals, ladies and gentlemen, the entire crowd has rushed onto the field amid this event. The security has completely broken down at the Salt Lake Stadium. Kamalka, where is Messi right now?
See, what we are coming to know that right now he is not there in the stadium, or he has been taken out of the main area that we know that, and he has his flight. He needs to go there too. So definitely that is being taken care of. That's what we are coming to know. But definitely an entire chaotic situation. The entire chaotic situation. This is absolutely uncalled for.
And as you can see, the signal is coming in and out, but those are the scenes emerging at the Salt Lake Stadium. As you can see in those visuals that people are throwing bottles at the stadium ground. At the same time, Messi has been escorted out of the stadium, and so that the security can be brought under control. But as you can see, a lot of the people have rushed onto the field. They have gathered on the field, chanting slogans, even breaking bottles as well as chairs, as they are extremely angry that they didn't get to catch a glimpse of Lionel Messi in Kolkata. Remember, Kolkata has one of the biggest fan clubs of Lionel Messi, but these are the scenes which are emerging from the Salt Lake Stadium. It's a messy start, no pun intended, for the GOAT tour of Lionel Messi in India. This is the first leg of that tour in Kolkata, and as you can see, fans throwing bottles onto the field, breaking chairs, as Lionel Messi has been escorted out of the stadium. And as you can see that several people have rushed onto the ground, security not being able to contain the entire crowd at the Salt Lake Stadium. But Messi has been escorted out of the entire stadium. He's been taken to safety. Shah Rukh Khan also was at the stadium. He's also been taken to safety. So because the scenes are completely unruly on the ground, you can see that bottles are being thrown on the stadium. chairs are being broken. A lot of people have rushed onto the ground. They have pretty much occupied the entire stadium as Messi is being escorted out of the stadium and taken to safety. Several people extremely angry about the fact that they weren't able to catch a glimpse of Messi. Remember, he just came in, briefly waved at the crowd and moved out. And these are the scenes, as you can see, emerging from the Salt Lake Stadium. You can see all of these people just rushing onto the field. And my colleague Kamalka Sengupta is also reporting from the Salt Lake Stadium, where, as you can see, it's pandemonium and security is unable to contain the crowd. Kamalka, can you hear me? We'll try to reconnect with Kamalka over there. But look at the scenes on the ground. People just rushing the field, disrupting the entire event. They were throwing bottles, they were throwing chairs, and they were breaking the chairs. But clearly the security is not being able to contain the entire crowd. You can see they're rushing the different pavilions over there, even trying to tear them down, given the fact that they've paid a lot of money to see Lionel Messi. Several of them extremely angry, and as you can see, the unruly mob on the ground trying to take down the pavilion as well. They're just rushing back and forth. The security dispensation has no ability to contain this crowd. And Kamalka is reporting from right there, in the middle of the unruly scenes. Kamalka Sengupta reporting from the Salt Lake Stadium. Kamalka, take us through these visuals that we are seeing right now. The entire crowd just rushing the entire field. Security has no control of the situation.
I will just now show you the condition of Salt Lake Stadium. See, absolute anarchy in Salt Lake Stadium. People still are throwing chairs. People still are throwing bottles. People wanted to see Messi, and when Messi came inside the main playground, at that point of time, there were a lot of people along with Messi. Some politicians were there, some influential peoples were there, and also the camera crew and other security crews were there. But the number of people who went inside the main this ground, they were more than the people who had spent so much of money. They could not see Messi, and that was their problem. But they became angry. First they started sloganing. You can see, I can show you. You can see that all these chairs are thrown, steel chairs are thrown. People are breaking. Right now, as you can see, angry mob. They are trying to break different parts of Salt Lake Stadium. This is unprecedented. You can see police is trying to control the situation. Police is trying to do the lathi charge, but absolute security breach. The people became absolutely unruly out here, and they have taken over the Maidan. This is something very, very, very embarrassing. This is something unprecedented, and the emotions of the people were there, but the security breach is something which is absolutely uncalled for. The entire stadium is now almost vacant, and it's absolutely mess out here. The police is trying to control the situation, but the situation, you can see, it's absolutely something weird which has taken place. Unprecedented situation. People wanted to see Messi, they could not see Messi.
Right, and Kamalka,
I would like to show you that this is the situation. See how different parts of different areas of Salt Lake Stadium, people are totally vandalizing different things of the stadium. Also, you can see that the chair and you can see the condition of the chairs, the main area from where the players come out. Entire rampage in Salt Lake Stadium. That's very much clear from this scene. Very much clear from this scene. This is something very, very embarrassing. And you can see till now, the crowd, they are creating a problem. They have come out there. Only I'll try to show that in various places, police is doing the lathi, trying to take control of the situation. But the fans, they are saying that they bought in tickets with so much of money, but they could not actually see a glimpse of properly Messi. And that is the reason for which absolute security breach, that is something which is very, very, very concerning.
Absolutely, and as Kamalka, as you're showing us, you can see the public over there vandalizing parts of the stadium, the Salt Lake Stadium. You can see they're taking down the pavilions, taking those massive poles over there and breaking parts of the stadium. Complete lack of control. The entire security apparatus has completely broken down. Kamalka, also we're seeing one police officer trying to manage this entire crowd, outnumbered, completely outnumbered on the ground. It's a huge embarrassment for the West Bengal police that they weren't able to contain this crowd. The first leg of the GOAT tour. These are the scenes of the first leg of the GOAT tour where Messi has been escorted out of the stadium, and there is complete pandemonium and embarrassment when it comes to the first leg of Lionel Messi's tour of India, where there is a complete breakdown of security and preparations. Kamalka, is there not enough deployment on the ground to contain this crowd? Because as we can see in those visuals, it just looks ridiculous that one cop is trying to manage hundreds of people.
See, deployment was there, but definitely this is the scene which has absolutely taken everything out of control. The police, more deployment from the morning, they were there. 5-tier security was there. But what happened when just Messi left? Did they really put their guards down? You can see that some police in the middle are running and they're trying to control, but the situation has just gone out of control. The capacity of Salt Lake Stadium is more than 50,000, more than 50,000, and what we are coming to know that for this show, the capacity was increased. Now you can see in the middle of the main Maidan, the middle of the main ground, RAF has come, special forces have come, all the special forces of RAF, generally they were there on standby somewhere or other, but this happened in fraction of seconds, and that is definitely a big question, obviously, on how the security was breached and who is responsible for that. Now you can see that all the senior police officials and the police officials are there. But what? When the security breach took place, you can see, look at the condition of the chairs, which has been broken, which has been thrown out. Look at, still now people are throwing all the chairs and everything. Still now people are really annoyed. But at the same time, the security breach is definitely an embarrassment for the people of Calcutta, for definitely India, because Messi is something, he's an international star. And you can see that there are some police, but the point is, when this thing went out of hand, there was such a ruckus. There was really a bad situation, and still now, as if all the annoyed people have taken over this Salt Lake Stadium. There is, obviously the question will arise on the law and order of this entire place. How did this thing happen? And definitely, people who were with Messi, they should have given him some space for which the fans could have seen it. This is one side. On the other side, I will just try to show that large contingent of police is going, but still the chair throwing is continuing, and that is what is concerning. This is an area which consists of huge crowd, and this management should have been made in a better way. That is the big question. That is the big question of the day, and absolutely people have really they are annoyed.
You can see they're continuing the rampage. One police officer trying to contain this entire mob as they vandalize the entire stadium. They're even uprooting the chairs from the stands and throwing it onto the stadium. These unruly mobs continue, but the rapid action force has also been deployed in the stadium to try to contain the crowd. But it seems that the fans and this unruly mob outnumbers the police on the ground. So huge embarrassment for the Mamata Banerjee government, for the TMC government in West Bengal, as the first leg of the GOAT tour has been met with this level of pandemonium and breach of security. We will continue to track all the developments coming in from Kolkata. Stay tuned to see